Sure.
questions, please.
First thing is I want to give Kirby Smart and his staff and that team all the credit. Those guys did a heck of a job tonight. They came out, they played well, and they won a football game tonight. You know, it's proud of the way our team performed as far as their effort, and you know, we just made too many mistakes, and you can't do that against a good opponent. You can't do that nowadays against anybody, you know, and have success. So, but you got to give those guys credit because they did a nice job.
All right, questions, raise your hand. We'll get a microphone to you. Here we go, right here in the front row.
Larry, you just talk about the period of the game where everybody seemed to come unglued. You got the call against you, the safety occurred. What happened there? What did you say? What really went down?
Well, we got the penalty on the lineman downfield, and you know, I was questioning the call, and the guy didn't like what I said, so he threw a flag on me, which is you know, it's nobody's fault but mine. I mean, it's my fault. It's the first time that's ever happened in my life, so pretty disappointing. And then we're backed up on the 2 or 3 yard line, and they get the safety, so that's all on me. Nobody but me.
Questions? Where are we going, guys? Okay, right here in the second row. Microphone's right behind you.
That was quick.
That was quick.
You talk about the mistakes. Are you talking primarily about penalties or a grand kind of gamut of things?
I mean, we had 13 penalties. You know, I mean, and it's, you know, we don't need to go that way. I mean, we had penalties everywhere. You know, it always goes in these early games we talked about. It's going to be special teams, it's going to be turnovers and penalties. That's it. That's going to determine these real, you know, these early games. And there's so much unknown in a game like this. I mean, we can't overcome those kind of things, or we couldn't overcome them. Maybe we'll eventually evolve to a team that can, but we couldn't tonight.
Okay, let's go right here in the third row.
Larry, Mitch's performance tonight, what did you see in the deep balls in the first half? It looked like you had some guys open and you just couldn't get it there. There was too much air under a couple of them.
Yeah, I'd have to go back and look at the film. I mean, I was pleased with his poise. The first thing we had asked him to do was take care of the football. You know, and I don't ever remember him throwing the ball into any coverage or anything like that, so I thought he did a nice job of that. I think he got a little antsy a couple of times and had some time that he didn't realize he had. But I think he'll be fine going forward. I really do. And you know, we didn't throw the ball near as well as we needed to tonight to be successful, and probably would have loved to have run it more, you know, but we were so inconsistent offensively. We weren't moving the chains, and so that makes you start guessing on all your play calls, you know, when you're trying to hit some big plays to get something going, and we just didn't make them.
Okay, right here on the side.
Larry, what's the challenge with trying to defend Nick Chubb and that rushing attack?
He's pretty good, you know. I mean, there's no doubt he's really good, and you know what Chaney does with him is good. I mean, he's got a good scheme, and their offensive line is doing a nice job of, you know, it doesn't take much for that guy. He's pretty special, you know. I mean, there's no doubt he's one of the best ones in the country, and they're going to keep feeding it to him.
Right here in the front.
Late in the first half, you guys get down to the 5, and Elijah's on the field, 3 straight pass plays. What was the thinking there?
Yeah, we thought we could. We thought what we had, what we wanted to throw the ball in. They outnumbered us in the box. They were going cover 0. All of those were run checks with passes tagged to them, and because it was cover 0 and they were bringing blitzes, that's what we, you know, that was the plan.
Over here on the side again, right there.
Larry, you mentioned that you would like to run it more. Why did you guys not run it more?
You know, because we were so inconsistent. I mean, in everything we were doing, and you know, there was never a time. Well, there were a couple. I shouldn't say never. There were a couple series that we felt like we were doing things the right way. You know, but you can't be second and long, you know, on every series and think you're going to be able to run the ball effectively. You know, so I thought first down was tough on us. We weren't effective on first down enough, and that caused us to get behind the chains, and then it makes it tough to run.
All right, where are we going next, guys? All right, over here again.
Larry, given the amount of experience you have on this team, were you a little surprised by that inconsistency?
Yeah, I was surprised. But you know, you're going to have to give those guys credit now. I mean, we weren't out there going against air. I mean, there were some good players on that other side of the ball, and they did a nice job. And you know, Kirby knows how to defend people. And so, you know, I think part of it was just trying to adjust to the things that we didn't know we were going to see. And, you know, that's part of the game. I mean, it was the way it happened.
Staying over here on the side again.
With the 13 penalties, just what would you attribute all the sloppiness to?
Well, I hope I can say that's first game, you know, but we'll see what happens and how we, you know, how we get that corrected and how our guys play. I think some of it was guys just trying to play extra hard and making stupid penalties, you know. I mean, there were some things that we did that were not characteristic of us, and hopefully we can get that going back in the right direction.